Okay, let's move towards other part of today's session, that is how to create a non-uniform mesh with the help of the block mesh. Okay, before we go towards that part, let me show you few options or few reading material that is available in user guide, that is very handy and it is very much explanatory things. So I hope that please go through all these pages that is available in the user guide. So from, if you go towards user guide, then there is a page number 140 from where they start explanation about the block mesh utility. Okay, and here they explain what I gave you the idea in the last session, how you can give the numbering of any of the block. Okay, so they gave very detailed way. Okay, along with that, each entry explanation they given, like to convert for the meter. Okay, as well as we have a, this keyword is available inside the block mesh file, block mesh dict file, that is a convert to meter, vertices, age, block, patches, and the merge page pair. Okay, so vertices, how you going to write. Along with that, age, for age you have a couple of entry available: arc, spline, polyline, b spline, and line. That many options is available to create a different class of lines. Okay, and then we have a blocks. So for blocks we have a simple grading. Okay, and then we have a non-uniform mesh. Okay, and then this vertex numbering, cell numbering, and all this aspect is available. Now what we're going to do today is try to explore this non-uniform meshing. Okay, so first let's start our one tutorial. From there we go towards non-uniform meshing. Okay, so let's check this or add up this grid 2020. Okay, so if you open its block mesh file. Okay, so block mesh file, let's say we have a 20 cell size, and this is our normal tutorial. Okay, that you already gone through this particular tutorial. So let's quickly try to create a mesh for this particular tutorial. Okay, for that let's try to also open this readme file. Okay, so it is very handy, and open the terminal from this particular location. So here we are. Okay, so first let's clean the tutorial. Okay, whatever we have, we try to clear the part. Then block mesh. Okay, so mesh is created. Let's check how the meshes look like. Okay, if you see the mesh, it is a, okay, I already applied the grading. Wait a minute, I will remove and we come back again. This is our normal file. Okay, so in this, let's run it again. Okay, so this is our normal mesh. Okay, so when we go with our standard tutorial where we have this simple grading equal to 1 1 1, we able to create a uniform mesh. Now for our boundary layer type of the flows or any heat transfer on any fluid flow phenomena, it is always desirable that we apply a certain near wall treatment, or if we want to capture a good physics, then definitely our near wall mesh supposed to be fine. Okay, and we have to have a some type of the control so that exactly whatever the size we want at near the wall, exactly be able to fit. Like if you are working with the commercial solver like ICM CFD to develop a very good mesh, then it give you the proper near wall grading opportunity. That means you, let's say we want this on the side wall and all top bottom every wall, we require near wall 0.01 as a grid size. So with the help of that particular mesh generator, exactly you able to match that size. But how you going to do with this particular block mesh? So for that we have a certain online tool is available. Okay, so let me share that concept with you. So I already bookmark that, so I will share this particular link with you. Okay, so you able to manage the block mesh calculations. So we normally know the length of the total length. So in our case, if you remember, our total length is 1 meter. Okay, so our length is 1 meter. Okay, the number of cells what we required, we normally know, so 20. And what we required the width of a starting cell. Okay, so let's say we require the width of starting cell is equal to 0.1. okay, then when you enter it, okay, it give you exactly this expansion ratio. Now what is this expansion ratio? Let understand from this part. Okay, so expansion ratio is nothing but ratio between this last element size divided by the first element size, and assume something like this is the our one age, either of this age. Which age I am talking? Either this age or this age, any age. Okay, so consider this is one age, and near the one side we required particular smaller size element. Okay, so when we require the smaller size element, what's supposed to be this expansion ratio, so that I can get a smaller size element with a given number of cell size. That is how you can read it. For that purpose, this length is 1 meter, number of cell I am giving as a 20. Okay, width of the starting cell is this, but I don't have a control right now for the width of the end cell. So end cell width is supposed to be like this way. So if I want to fix this 0.01, okay, then this supposed to be the my expansion ratio for that particular direction. So how we going to fix inside the block mesh is something like this way. Right now it is 1, that means we have a equally uniform mesh, but now this first grading is belong to the x direction, second grading belong to the y direction, and third grading belong to the z direction. Let's say we required only grading in the one direction, so right now we not exactly follow this information. First have a feeling, then we start following that. Let's say in the x direction we required the very fine mesh in one particular age. So let's say I specify some 10. Okay, so please remember what is happening with this particular thing. So let's explore this part first, then we go back and try to check again. Block mesh, para form. Look, when I gave what I gave 10. Okay, so when I gave this value equal to 10, what happened? All the node is start clustering in the, so that is belong to the this first grade being value is belong to the x direction, second belong to the y. So right now in the y and z it is uniform. So look, in the y direction it is uniform, but in the x direction I gave the 10. So 10, how it going to work? So 10 is something like this way. Expansion ratio equal to this divided by this is become 10. Okay, that means in this direction we have a finer mesh, but let's say we require the finer mesh in this direction, then this expansion ratio supposed to be below 1. Okay, then it going to be cluster in opposite direction. So that means whatever we gave here at present, it's 10 value. If I put 0.1, okay, so if I do that, then what going to happen? Just check. If you do that, then now clustering going to happen in this direction. Okay, so but with this I don't have a control that I can give the clustering in both the side. If I require the clustering in the both the side, then what I supposed to do? In that regard, we have to go with a multiple block type of the system. So what is the multiple block type of the system? Is something like this way. Okay, so that means even though we are working with the square cavity, I required multiple blocks, block 0, 1. So now look, if I give this expansion on this edge, I get a clustering on this side. If I want clustering this side, I have another edge. Same way in x and y both the directions. So with the help of this 4 block, I can create a clustering on both the side of this wall. Okay, so before we going towards that part, let's explore few more thing here. Let's say we give this grading on both the direction. Okay, so what is happening? Just check. So I gave 10 10. So when I gave 10 10, what happened? It's going to start very fine element in the origin side. Okay, so this is the our age is starting from 0 to 1 and 1 to 2. Okay, so 1 to 2, that means this is for y direction, this is starting point, so that's why it's start clustering in this side. Okay, if I want the clustering in this side, then what I supposed to do, I just change this to the opposite side. Okay, and then rerun again. See, we are getting the grading here. But now if you check the size of the element, okay, so till we don't have exactly control on this, because right now we don't know what is the size of this element, but normally what we require exact size of that particular element. For that purpose we have to rely on this calculation. Let's say I want near wall exactly 0.01 is the size, okay, and I know that I have a something like 30, let's say, number of element. Okay, if I have 30 element and I require the grid size of 0.01, then my expansion ratio is supposed to be 7.7485. okay, if I fix this, then I able to get a very nice grading. Okay, so first change the mesh size to 30. Okay, and this is the expansion ratio 7.7485. So let me give this expansion ratio in x and y direction. Okay, so if this is the case, what happened to the mesh? Now we have a very fine mesh, but how we sure that this is the required element size? For that, let's switch on axis. Okay, so when you switch on axis, we come to know that look, this first cell height is 0.01 in x and y direction. Okay, in the similar line, the maximum size is going to be exactly same what it's shown here, 0.0774. okay, so like that way you can check what's supposed to be the size available. Okay, so this is very handy tool to fix a size in the block mesh. Okay, so I will share this particular link with you, and you also have this same calculator. Okay, so let's now move towards the multiple blocking type or grading type of the approach, and first understand how it look like. Okay, so for that, let me go towards the another file where we already have a non-uniform mesh blocking available. Okay, so now if you see, first let me show you the blocks for this particular file. Okay, so let's open the paraform, first clean the tutorial. Okay, so now in this we have a total 4 blocks. It is exactly the same file. Okay, so we have a total 4 blocks, and here also we have a total 4 blocks. Let me, so look, block numbering once more time, let's explore that part. Okay, so block numbering is something like this way. Okay, so we fix the coordinate system like this way, and this is our origin. So from the origin, and we are observer is towards the origin, and it's seeing through the z-axis at that point of time. Your block numbering supposed to be in the clockwise direction, so 0 1 4 3, and from where there is a 0, whatever is connecting number is 9 10 13 and 12. So if you see in our block file, okay, this is how you can see 0 1 4 3 9 10 13 and 12. Okay, so let me show you here. Okay, so when you are seeing, okay, from our coordinate system, and observer is very near to the coordinate system, and observer is seeing through the z-axis, and during that time the clockwise is the way to go. That means our nomenclature for the block 1 is supposed to be 0 1 4 3, then 9 10 13 12. 0 1 4 3 9 10 13 12. For block 2, this is our block 2. Now coordinate system is at a 1, because now 1 is origin for this block 2. At that time we have a 1 2 5 4, then 10 11 14 13. Okay, in the similar line for block 3, our origin at a point 3, so 3 4 7 6, then 12 13 16 15. And in the similar line for block 4, our origin at a point 4, then 4 5 8 7 13 14 17 16. Okay, this is how we created a multiple blocks. Okay, now for each these multiple blocks we can specify this particular grading, and with the help of this grading we able to fix the non-uniform mesh. So straight away we first run this particular block mesh, and then we try to modify based on our requirement. Okay, so block mesh and paraform. Let's see how the mesh is look like. Sorry. Okay, so look, we have a very fine grading near the wall, but till now we didn't fix required mesh size. Okay, so let's calculate our required mesh size. Let's say we have a total 50 element and we require 0.05 at near the wall. For that purpose, if 50 is the size, okay, so 50 is the size. So 50 is the size for what? Please understand that part. Okay, okay, one more thing. Now we divided entire cavity in the 4 zones, so this edge size is now become 0.5 each edge size. Previously it is a total complete one edge. Now the entire block is divided in 4 parts, so our edge size is reduced by 50%. So we supposed to specify that size here. Okay, so now our size is 0.5. if 0.5 is the size, okay, and minimum mesh size is 0.005, and if you think that this size 0.017 is too small, okay, then you increase this number, decrease the number of element, and you have a control on this meshing size. Okay, so let's say 25, then your minimum and maximum is something like this way. So if we specify 25 on each of our block, okay, in x and y direction, and if we work with this expansion ratio, then we have a very nice mesh. So expansion ratio is almost like a 10, okay, and 25 I am fixing the size. So let's look at something like this way. So everywhere I am replacing the size of 25, okay, for each blocks in x and y direction. Okay, and our expansion ratio is 10 and reverse of 10 is 0.1. Okay, so some places we require reverse and some places we require this thing. First let's explore exactly what we get the size. Okay, then we okay, so this is size, and let's check exactly what we want, same size we got it or not. So we have a size of 0.0005. Why it happened 0.0005? Because we gave here the scaling factor. So let me change the scaling factor and we get appropriate size. Okay, so let's check our size. So it is exactly 0.005. Okay, everywhere it's supposed to be. Here also supposed to be the same way. Okay, 0.005. Okay, so like that way you can fix the non-uniform mesh. But how you can specify this grading? For that, let's explore the blocks so you understand what going to happen with that. So this is our number of blocks. Let me open both the files. Okay, so this is our block. Okay, and in this, how you give this grading? Okay, for this, now let's switch on outline. Okay, so this is our block number 1. How we know this is 1? Okay, if we switch off, let's switch off everything. Okay, and switch on only 1. Okay, so this is our first block. Okay, so on this first block, okay, 0 to 1 is the x direction. Okay, so 0 to 1 is x direction, and 4 to 3, sorry, 0 1 4 3. Okay, 0 1 and 4 3. So 0 to 1 is x direction, 1 to 4 is the y direction. Okay, so that means if we require the clustering towards the 0 in the x direction, that means in this direction, then we require the 10. Okay, so that's why we have a 10 here. Same way we require the clustering at a this direction towards the 1, so we have a clustering here. But for this point, okay, our origin is here and we require the clustering towards 2, so that's why we gave the reverse of this grading. Okay, so expansion ratio is become reverse. Same way for block number 3, okay, that is this one, we required, sorry, 3 is this one, we required grading towards the origin of 3. That means we require the fine mesh toward this edge. So in the x direction we have a 10, but in the y direction we require towards the 6. That's why we have reverse grading. But for this block number 4, what we required? We required the grading towards 5. So that's why in the x direction we have a reverse. Same way we require grading towards 8. So in that also we have a reverse expansion. Okay, so if in which direction you required, based on that you have to fix the grading. So let me show you again. Okay, for block number 1 we required fine mesh towards 0. Why I can say fine mesh towards 0 in x direction? Because this is my wall and this is middle part. Okay, so it is not a good way to give the grading in this direction. Let's do it, let's say, reverse way. Okay, you quickly understand what is the wrong in it. Okay, let's say you gave by mistake this grading. Okay, so just check how the mesh is look like. Okay, when you give the reverse grading, it not going to work. Why? There is a reason behind that. Okay, look, it not going to create a mesh. Why? There is a reason. I will tell you why. Okay, it not even going to play that part. Okay, because now our entire system is screwed up. Okay, so let me first correct it and I will explain you why it not working, and if you want to make it work, what you supposed to do. Okay, so look what we did, we try to change the grading for this. Okay, so when you say I want grading everything on this side, okay, so that's why we gave it as a reverse of something like 0.1 in this direction. So when it become reverse, what happen? Clustering going to happen in this direction and this direction. Okay, but for this block clustering is happening in this direction, so it not going to align the element in this block and this block. So that's why it not going to create the mesh. If you want to create the mesh, then in this block also you supposed to change the grading from this direction. What it mean? It mean if you are changing here, you must change here as well. Okay, then it going to work. Let's see what happened with that change. Look, we required finer mesh, okay, in particular direction, but now we have finer mesh in opposite direction. Okay, so this is our parent cell, so we required finer mesh in this direction because here is the wall, but now because we change this grading, okay, it went opposite side. Okay, so it is not a proper way to grade the edge. Okay, so you try to explore this thing and you going to understand. Okay, so let me recorrect the mesh. Let me show you how it's look like. Okay, so this is the correct mesh. What we did, we first check how many number of element we want. So let's say we want 25. We want near wall spacing 0.005, and to fix this near wall spacing 0.005, if we have a 25 number of element, then what we get the width at the end of the cell is something like this way. If we, our length, total length is 0.5. But if you don't want that small element, you can change this number of element. If you think the even core zone, that means here, if you think this is still a coarse mesh, then you have to refine this number of then you increase the number of element, and this size is going to be decreased. Let's say 30. When you see, look, it is going to decrease. Let's say 50. Okay, when you say 50, near wall we are not changing, please understand, near wall we are fixing same way, but in the core zone only we are changing. So let's again look at this aspect. So 50 and 3.49 is the size. Okay, so when we do that, near wall is same, but in the core zone we are changing the size. So let me recollect that part. So we are going towards 50 by 50. Let me change everywhere. Okay, so number of size we are changing to 50 by 50 for each one of the block. Each one of the block in x and y direction we have 50 by 50 element. Okay, so in the total we have 100 by 100. One is less, so 99 by 99 is the size. Okay, now what else we require? We require this expansion ratio 3.498. Okay, so 3.498 is wherever you have a 10. 3.498, wherever 10, just replace 3.498. okay, only first change this one. Okay, so what is the reverse of 3.498? Then 1 by 3.498, it is its reverse, 1 by 3.498. so it is something like 0.2858. okay, so this going to become 0.2858. okay, wherever 0.1 is become 0.2858. okay, so it is nothing but 1 by 3.48. that is what I am doing. Okay, one more, last entry 0.2858. okay, so now let's run the block mesh. Look, we have a finer mesh even at inside, and if you see at the near the wall, till we have a same mesh, we didn't change anything near wall. Okay, 0.005 is the near wall, and but we gave a very fine mesh inside the core zone as well. So like that way you can change the meshing. Okay, now what I suggest, you do one exercise. Okay, right now this is the block structure for a square cavity. This is the assignment for you have to create the grading for a skew cavity. Skew cavity, that means either you pick up any skew cavity. So for that you have to generate this intermediate coordinate. Okay, that you have to do that. Okay, so now you know what is the size and you know its middle. From there you calculate what's supposed to be the coordinate for all this middle portion for a skew cavity. Create this exactly same type of the blocking and try to create a very nice sophisticated mesh for the skew cavity. Okay, so that give you the exactly idea how you can do the grading with the help of this. So in summary, what I suggest is something like this way. You use this very nice link to calculate. It give you the exactly the number of element and number of and near wall treatment. Along with that, the what is the expansion and what is the maximum size of element you are expecting if you give this particular setting. And then try to explore few things from this particular user guide. I suggest please try to walk through something like this portion 5.3. okay, where it gave the detailed idea about the mesh generation with the block mesh utility. Okay, try to walk through entire of this portion and it give you the very good idea how the block meshes work and all these things. Okay, so that is what I am expecting, and please try to create a very good mesh for a skew cavity. Okay, that is give you the added idea how you can construct the block by your own way. Okay, and for that it's very simple. You just have to find out the coordinate, okay, and then change the coordinate, because for peripheral thing I already gave you the coordinate, but now when you break the entire cavity in 4 parts, you required midpoint coordinate that you easily get it. And please finish that tutorial. Okay, so that is all about the non-uniform mesh with the block mesh.